All right, welcome back, everyone. I'm excited for our deep dive today because we're going somewhere, well, pretty unique. We're going to try to understand Kenyan women.
Sounds ambitious, right?
It does. And thankfully, we've got this book to guide us,
Embracing love, huh?
Embracing Love,
Yeah.
A Guide to Understanding and Loving Kenyan Women. That's the full title, and it's quite a mouthful.
Yeah, it is. But the title might sound a bit, I don't know, maybe a little too focused on just the romantic side of things, but
But you're saying there's more to it.
oh yeah, way more. From what I've gathered, this book is less about like a dating guide and more about a deep dive into Kenyan culture itself.
Okay, so how does it approach that?
Well, it emphasizes really immersing yourself in the culture. It suggests things like, exploring Kenyan music, trying their traditional foods.
Ooh, the food, yeah.
Yeah. And even learning some basic Swahili phrases. It's all about getting a feel for the country, for the people.
I like that. It's like you can't really understand someone until you understand where they come from.
Yeah, exactly. And one thing that's really emphasized in Kenyan culture is family.
Family, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, family is important in many cultures, but
But in Kenya, it seems to be even more central. The book talks about how family is involved in, well, pretty much every big decision, even romantic relationships.
wow, so it's like you're not just dating one person, you're kind of dating the whole family.
In a way, yeah. It's a very community-focused culture.
That's really interesting. So we've talked about family, but what about the role of women in Kenyan society more broadly? Does the book touch on that?
Oh, absolutely. It highlights the strength and independence of Kenyan women.
Okay, in what way?
Well, they're often the backbone of their communities.
Hmm.
Many are entrepreneurs, and they have this incredible connection to the land, which really shapes their worldview.
I'm realizing now, when we first started talking about this book, it almost sounded like it was just about, I don't know, finding a Kenyan girlfriend or something.
Right, like a how-to manual.
Yeah, exactly. But it seems like it's much more than that.
It is. It's really about understanding Kenyan women in their entirety, their resilience, their values, their contributions to society, all of it.
So embracing love, it really seems to be saying that you can't separate a person from their culture, right?
No.
To understand the women, you have to understand Kenya itself.
Exactly. And I think that understanding is what can lead to genuine connection, whether it's romantic or just a deeper appreciation for another culture.
And that's a really important takeaway for our listeners, right? This deep dive, it's about more than just romantic relationships. It's about expanding our horizons and embracing cultural understanding.
It is. So here's something for everyone to think about. How can exploring the nuances of another culture, like we've done today with Kenya, enrich your own life and relationships, even beyond the romantic ones?
That's a great question and a lot to consider. And for anyone who's interested in learning more about this topic, I definitely recommend checking out Embracing Love. It sounds like a fascinating journey. All right, so get this. We're going deep today, deep into the world of Kenyan women.
Kenyan women.
We're talking beauty,
Yeah.
culture, values,
Yeah.
the whole package,
The whole 9 yards.
how to build a strong relationship with a Kenyan woman.
Right.
And we've got two sources for this deep dive, a book called Embracing Love, which looks like a guide to understanding Kenyan women,
Uh-huh.
and this document called Kenya2.pdf, which I think might be some sort of promo material for the book.
Gotcha.
So consider this your crash course in Kenyan culture and relationships.
I like it.
But, the cool thing is we're not just going to, give you a list of dating tips.
Yeah.
We're going way deeper. We're going to explore the cultural context that shapes these relationships.
The why behind the what.
Okay, so Embracing Love starts by talking about the beauty of Kenyan women.
Right.
And it's not just about looks. It's about their grace, their resilience, their intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
Like, picture this. You're in Kenya, surrounded by these amazing landscapes, vibrant culture. And the book says this: in a land renowned for its breathtaking landscapes, rich wildlife, and vibrant culture, one of Kenya's most precious treasures is its remarkable women.
Wow.
That's pretty powerful.
That's beautiful.
But it really emphasizes that these women are part of a rich tapestry.
Mm-hmm.
Kenya has over 40 different ethnic groups, and each one contributes to the culture. So understanding that diversity is key when you're trying to build a relationship with a Kenyan woman.
Absolutely. And Embracing Love dives into this philosophy called Ubuntu, which the book says Kenyan women embody.
Yeah. Ubuntu. So can you tell us more about that? What is Ubuntu and how does it actually play out in real life?
So Ubuntu.
Yeah.
Imagine a society where everyone is kind of responsible for each other's well-being.
Okay.
But that's kind of the essence of Ubuntu. It's all about interconnectedness and this deep understanding that we are all in this together. So if you are thinking about building a relationship with a Kenyan woman, Ubuntu is crucial because it's in everything. Family dynamics to how they approach conflict.
So it's not just some abstract idea, it's actually lived out in everyday life.
Yeah, it's about expending kindness, compassion to others, valuing the well-being of the community,
Okay.
recognizing that your actions affect everyone around you.
That makes me think about the book's suggestion of participating in Kenyan festivals, family events.
Yeah,
Is that connected to this whole Ubuntu philosophy?
absolutely. That is a fantastic way to experience Ubuntu firsthand.
Okay.
You're not just observing the culture, you're immersing yourself in it, connecting with people, contributing to the collective energy.
Okay.
It's about building those bridges and experiencing the interconnectedness that Ubuntu is all about.
So we've got this philosophy of Ubuntu, but Embracing Love also talks about things like respecting elders
Yes.
and understanding traditional gender roles and how they're changing. Can you unpack that a bit for us?
Respecting elders is huge E in Kenya. Yeah.
It's about recognizing their wisdom, their experience, the vital role they play in the community.
Right.
And then when it comes to gender roles, it's important to remember that Kenyan society, like many others, is experiencing shifts in gender dynamics.
Okay.
So while those traditional roles are still important, there's a growing emphasis on equality empowerment for women.
So how does someone navigate this changing landscape? Is there anything specific they should be aware of?
Well, it's all about approaching the relationship with a mindset of equality and open-mindedness.
Okay.
Be willing to learn, adapt as you get to know her and her culture.
Yeah.
Don't make assumptions based on stereotypes,
Right.
but instead engage in those open and honest conversations about expectations and values.
So being adaptable and a good communicator.
Yeah.
Those are key.
Yeah.
And speaking of communication, Embracing Love talks about Kenyan communication styles often being indirect.
So what does that actually mean for someone who is trying to connect with a Kenyan woman? How would they even know if someone's being indirect?
Yeah, it can be tricky.
Yeah.
It's not about being deceptive. It's more about prioritizing politeness and respect.
Okay.
For example, if you ask a direct question
Yeah.
and you get a vague answer,
Yeah.
that might be a sign of indirect communication. So instead of pushing for a direct response,
Right.
try asking open-ended questions.
Okay.
Pay attention to nonverbal cues like body language and tone of voice.
So reading between the lines is super important here.
Yeah.
It's like a subtle dance
Yeah.
where you're both trying to be respectful and understand each other's meaning.
Yeah,
This is so much more nuanced than just going on a date.
it is. Building a strong connection with a Kenyan woman involves understanding her on a deeper level, appreciating her cultural context, her values, her way of life.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's deep.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. It's like we're seeing that building a relationship with a Kenyan woman is about way more than just romantic gestures.
Yeah.
It's about understanding her on a deeper level.
Right.
And Embracing Love really dives into some practical advice for doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Things like honesty, consistency, and respecting boundaries,
Yeah.
both cultural and emotional. What stands out to you about those things?
Well, honesty is a no-brainer in any relationship, but especially important when navigating cultural differences.
Right.
Being genuine and sincere builds trust, which is, fundamental. Yeah. Consistency goes hand in hand with that. Showing up for her, keeping your promises, being reliable, those actions speak volumes.
Yeah, it's like you're proving your trustworthiness through your actions,
Exactly.
not just your words.
And respecting boundaries is crucial, both cultural and emotional.
Yeah.
This is where that sensitivity to indirect communication comes into play again.
Okay.
You might need to pay close attention to her cues. Ask clarifying questions to make sure you're both on the same page about what's comfortable
Yeah.
and what's not.
Okay, so we're seeing a pattern here.
Uh-huh.
Being a good listener, being adaptable, being respectful,
Yes.
those are essential.
Very important.
Embracing Love also talks about the importance of nurturing emotional intimacy.
Mm-hmm.
So can you elaborate on what that looks like in the context of Kenyan culture?
Well, in many ways, it's universal.
Yeah.
It's about creating a safe space for vulnerability where she feels comfortable sharing her deepest thoughts, emotions.
Okay.
But remember that concept of Ubuntu. In
Yeah.
Kenya, that sense of interconnectedness, it can extend to emotional intimacy as well.
Okay.
Sharing emotions might be a way of strengthening the bond,
Mm-hmm.
not just between two people,
Okay.
but within a wider circle of family and community.
So it's like emotional intimacy is woven into the fabric of the community.
Yes.
So being able to connect on that deeper level is probably even more important.
It is, and it's a key part of building a strong, lasting connection. Embracing love suggests several ways to foster that emotional intimacy.
Okay.
For example, it talks about the importance of shared experiences.
Yeah.
Things like participating in cultural events together
Mm-hmm.
or exploring Kenya's diverse landscapes.
Yeah, those shared experiences would definitely create lasting memories and a deeper sense of connection. Embracing love also mentions the importance of respecting cultural norms and traditions, particularly when it comes to personal space and privacy.
Right.
Is that something that, our listeners should be particularly aware of?
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Different cultures have different expectations regarding personal space.
Okay.
What might seem like a friendly gesture to you could be perceived as intrusive in Kenyan culture.
Okay.
So it's important to be mindful of those differences.
Hmm.
Respect her boundaries, observe how people interact in social settings, ask questions if you're unsure.
So being observant and respectful.
Yeah.
The book also talks about finding a balance between spending quality time together
Mm-hmm.
and respecting her need for personal space,
Mhm.
individual pursuits.
Right.
Can you tell us more about how that balance plays out in Kenyan relationships?
Sure. Kenyan women, like women everywhere, value both their individuality
Right.
and their connection to their partner.
Okay.
It's not about complete merging.
Hmm.
It's about finding that sweet spot where both individuals can thrive and grow
Yeah.
while nurturing the relationship.
It's like finding that perfect harmony
Yeah.
between togetherness and individuality.
Yeah.
Embracing love dedicates a whole chapter to navigating family relationships, emphasizing that family is very important in Kenyan culture.
Yes.
So what are some of the key things our listeners should know about this?
Well, family is the cornerstone of Kenyan society. It's where values are transmitted,
Okay.
where support is found,
Mm-hmm.
and where traditions are passed down through generations.
Right.
So if you're serious about building a relationship with a Kenyan woman, be prepared to embrace her family.
It sounds like family is non-negotiable.
Pretty much.
And embracing love
Mm.
really encourages spending time with her family, participating in gatherings, celebrations,
Yeah.
showing a genuine interest in getting to know them.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any, cultural nuances or etiquette tips?
Well, showing respect to elders is paramount. Greet them properly, listen attentively to their advice,
Okay.
and seek their blessings when appropriate.
Okay.
Also be mindful of traditional gender roles within the family structure.
Yeah.
Even if those roles are evolving, showing respect for the traditional hierarchy will go a long way.
So it's all about showing respect
Yeah.
and a genuine desire to be a part of her world.
Yes.
Embracing love also has some advice on communicating with her family.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of the key takeaways?
Well, remember that communication styles can vary widely
Right.
between cultures.
Right.
Kenyans often use indirect communication, so be prepared for that.
Okay.
Listen attentively, be patient, and don't be afraid to ask clarifying questions.
So clear and respectful communication is crucial, just like in the individual relationship.
Exactly.
And what about if conflicts arise?
Yeah.
The book mentions that those are possible,
Mm-hmm.
especially when you're navigating cultural differences.
That's true.
Yeah.
But it's important to remember that conflict doesn't have to be a bad thing.
Okay.
It's an opportunity to learn and grow together. Embracing love encourages approaching those conflicts with patience, empathy,
Okay.
and a willingness to find a resolution that works for everyone involved.
That sounds like a really good approach.
Yeah.
Embracing love also dedicates a chapter to celebrating love and romance.
Yeah.
And it seems like in any culture, those romantic gestures,
Mm-hmm.
expressions of affection are important.
Yes.
So what about in Kenya?
In Kenya, those gestures can be infused with those cultural elements. The book encourages surprising your partner with thoughtful gifts that resonate with their interests. Expressing your feelings through heartfelt love notes,
Okay.
letters,
Yeah.
and planning special date nights
Yeah.
to create memorable experiences together.
Those are beautiful ways to show your love and appreciation. What other romantic advice does it have?
It suggests establishing those romantic rituals and traditions that are unique to your relationship,
Okay.
that maybe incorporate those Kenyan cultural elements,
Mm-hmm.
maybe celebrating certain holidays
Right.
in a special way,
Yeah.
or incorporating traditional dances or music.
That's a great way to, like, blend romance with cultural appreciation.
Exactly.
Embracing love also emphasizes the importance of physical affection and intimacy.
Of course. It's a natural part of any romantic relationship.
Yep.
But remember, cultural norms around physical affection can vary.
Mm-hmm.
It's important to be mindful of her comfort levels and to communicate openly about your needs and expectations.
Yeah, open communication seems to be the key to so many aspects of this.
Yeah.
Embracing love also talks about the importance of building a foundation of mutual respect.
Yes.
So that's the bedrock of any healthy relationship.
Mm-hmm.
But it probably takes on a special significance when you're navigating a cross-cultural relationship.
It does.
So how does that mutual respect manifest itself in a relationship with a Kenyan woman?
It's about treating her as an equal partner, valuing her opinions, ideas, contributions,
Right.
recognizing that she is an intelligent, capable woman with her own thoughts, dreams, aspirations.
And showing respect for her individuality, independence, aspirations.
Exactly. It's about supporting her as she pursues her goals,
Yeah.
celebrating her achievements,
Mhm.
and respecting her right to make her own choices.
So it's like empowering her to be her best self.
Exactly.
Embracing love
Yeah.
also talks about appreciating the differences
Yeah.
in your backgrounds and perspectives.
Yeah, that's where the real magic happens, when you can look beyond your own cultural lens
Yeah.
and see the beauty in another way of life.
It's about embracing diversity,
Yes.
recognizing that those differences are what make your relationship unique
Yeah.
and enriching.
And finding ways to bridge those differences, to
Mhm.
create that shared understanding,
Okay.
to build a relationship that honors both of your cultural identities.
Yeah, the book even talks about finding a balance between tradition and modernity, recognizing that a lot of Kenyan women are balancing their cultural heritage with, more contemporary values.
Right.
So that's a fascinating dynamic. It's about acknowledging that cultures aren't static. They evolve over time.
Yeah,
It's about finding ways to navigate those transitions within the relationship.
exactly. Open communication, willingness to learn, essential.
Yeah, this deep dive is really giving our listener a lot to think about.
I think so.
But it's not all, sunshine and roses, is it?
It's not.
Embracing love also acknowledges that every relationship faces challenges.
Every relationship.
Right.
There will be bumps along the road,
Yeah.
disagreements, obstacles to overcome, but those challenges don't have to be deal breakers.
Okay.
It's how you approach them.
And embracing love dedicates a whole chapter to overcoming those challenges.
Yeah.
What are some of the key strategies?
Well, the foundation is that open and honest dialogue.
Okay.
Being able to talk about your feelings, needs, concerns openly and respectfully.
Yeah.
Active listening is crucial here.
Okay.
Really trying to understand your partner's perspective,
Mm-hmm.
even if you don't agree with it.
So putting yourself in her shoes,
Exactly.
seeing things from her point of view.
And it's important to avoid making assumptions
Right.
or letting cultural misunderstandings fester.
Okay.
If something feels off, address it calmly and respectfully.
So clear communication is key even when things are tough.
Yes.
The book also acknowledges that those cultural differences can sometimes be like the root of challenges
Absolutely.
in a relationship.
Different cultural backgrounds can lead to different expectations.
Right.
Different communication styles, different ways of approaching conflict.
Yeah.
But remember, those differences can also be a source of strength,
Okay.
enrichment.
Yeah.
It's about embracing those differences with respect and a genuine desire to bridge those gaps.
You're seeing those differences not as obstacles, but as opportunities for growth.
Exactly.
Certainly.
It requires compromise, flexibility from both partners. It's about being willing to meet in the middle,
Yeah.
find solutions that honor both of your perspectives and needs.
Embracing love also mentions that managing family expectations can be a challenge in a cross-cultural relationship.
Huge. Family dynamics can be complex.
Yeah.
And when you add in cultural differences, it can become even more challenging.
Right.
The book encourages establishing healthy boundaries with both your own family
Okay.
and your partner's family.
So it's about protecting your relationship
Exactly.
from undue influence.
And it's about open communication with your partner about your respective family's expectations,
Okay.
how they might align or differ.
transparency, and teamwork.
Yes.
Those are essential.
Embracing love also provides some guidance on conflict resolution.
Okay.
What are some takeaways there?
Yeah.
It emphasizes approaching conflicts constructively, focusing on finding solutions rather than assigning blame.
Okay, so it's like working together as a team to solve the problem.
Right. Avoid personal attacks.
Mhm.
Focus on the issue at hand. Use I statements to express your feelings, and actively listen to your partner's perspective.
Those are great communication techniques. But what if, despite your best efforts, you're still struggling to resolve a conflict?
Right.
What then?
Well, the book suggests seeking the guidance of a professional mediator
Right.
or counselor if conflicts persist.
Okay.
Resolution seems challenging. There's no shame in seeking outside help. Sometimes a neutral third party can provide valuable insights and help you communicate more effectively.
It's a reminder that you don't have to go through this alone.
Exactly. Embracing love emphasizes supporting each other
Yeah.
during those challenging times.
So how does that play out in the context of this cross-cultural relationship?
It's about being there for each other through thick and thin,
Yeah.
offering emotional support, being a source of strength.
Right.
And in a cross-cultural relationship, that support might look different
Okay.
because you're navigating unique challenges.
So what are some ways that our listener can offer that support?
The book encourages offering your partner emotional support, reassurance, validating her feelings,
Okay.
demonstrating your commitment to being her partner
Yeah.
through thick and thin.
So it's about being her rock, her confidant,
Exactly.
her shoulder to cry on.
And approaching challenges as a team, working together to find solutions.
So showing her that you're in this together.
Right. You're a team.
Yep.
And you're both committed
Yeah.
to making this work.
Okay. Embracing Love also dedicates a chapter to embracing Kenyan values.
Yes.
What does that entail?
Well, it's about going beyond the surface level and truly understanding the values that shape her worldview,
Okay.
approach to relationships.
And we talked about Ubuntu, which is a fundamental value in Kenyan culture.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ubuntu is all about interconnectedness, community. The book encourages embracing the spirit of Ubuntu by valuing the collective well-being,
Okay.
extending kindness to others,
Yeah.
and actively participating in community-oriented activities.
So it's about living a life aligned with those values.
Yes.
And making a positive contribution to the world.
Embracing love also emphasizes respecting elders in Kenyan culture.
And that's a pretty common value in lots of cultures.
Yeah,
But it has particular significance in Kenya.
it does. Elders are revered
Okay.
for their wisdom, their experience, connection to the past.
So how can our listener demonstrate respect for elders?
The book encourages showing deference and respect to your partner's parents, grandparents,
Okay.
other elderly family members. Listen attentively to their advice. Seek their blessings when appropriate.
It's about honoring their position
Exactly.
in the family and society. Embracing love also highlights family as a core value.
Yes.
We've already touched on that a bit.
We have.
But are there any other aspects of family that our listeners should be aware of?
The book encourages prioritizing spending time with your partner's family,
Okay.
participating in those family gatherings, engaging in those meaningful interactions,
Right.
and be prepared to show unwavering support
Okay.
for her family in times of both joy and adversity.
So being there for them through thick and thin.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Embracing love also encourages respecting and participating in those traditional customs, celebrations.
Yeah. Those traditions are a vital part of Kenyan culture.
They are.
They connect people to their heritage.
Yeah.
Their community.
Their history.
Their history. So, the book encourages learning about those customs and engaging in them with an open mind.
Yes.
A willingness to learn.
Yeah.
So it's about showing respect for her culture, her heritage, stepping outside of your comfort zone to embrace new experiences.
Exactly. And it might even be fun to challenge yourself.
Yeah.
To learn some basic phrases in the local languages spoken by your partner's community.
That's a great way to show you care
It is.
and connect on a deeper level.
It's all about those little gestures
Yeah.
that demonstrate your willingness to embrace her culture.
Embracing love also highlights the importance of embracing resilience and determination,
Right.
recognizing that Kenyan people are known for their strength in the face of adversity. So it's about acknowledging that life isn't always easy
It's not.
and that challenges are just part of the human experience.
But those challenges can make you stronger.
How can our listener embody this value of resilience in their relationship?
The book encourages embracing those challenges with courage, perseverance,
Okay.
and a positive attitude. Support your partner as she faces adversity.
Mm.
Encourage her to never give up on her dreams
Uh,
and celebrate her triumphs along the way.
it's about being her biggest cheerleader,
Exactly.
her strongest support system.
And celebrating those achievements,
Mm-hmm.
both personal, professional,
Right.
recognizing her hard work, her talent, determination.
It sounds like Embracing Love is giving us a really comprehensive guide to understanding and appreciating Kenyan values and incorporating those values into a relationship.
Yeah. It's a fascinating exploration of love and culture, and it all kind of culminates in the final chapter.
Okay.
Embracing a lifetime of love.
That's the ultimate goal.
It is.
Building love that lasts.
Embracing love suggests that achieving that goal requires commitment,
Okay.
understanding, continuous effort.
Love is a journey, not a destination.
Beautifully put.
It's a continuous process
Yeah.
of growth, discovery, connection.
So what are some of the key ingredients for building that lifetime of love?
Well, the book emphasizes cultivating emotional intimacy,
Okay.
fostering that deep bond by being vulnerable, sharing your innermost thoughts.
That's the foundation
It is.
of any lasting relationship. Being able to be yourself.
Yeah.
Share your joys and sorrows
Yeah.
without judgment.
It stresses the importance of empathy.
Okay.
Understanding, actively seeking to understand your partner's perspective, validating her emotions.
It's about seeing the world through her eyes,
Yeah.
feeling what she feels,
And offering that unconditional support.
and embracing love encourages supporting each other's personal growth and aspirations.
Yes. Love should empower, not restrict.
Right.
It's about encouraging your partner to pursue her dreams, develop her talents, to become the best version of herself.
Yeah. And it emphasizes approaching life as a team,
Working together to overcome obstacles and face challenges.
recognizing that you're in this together, you're stronger as a unit.
Yeah.
You can support each other through thick and thin.
That partnership is at the heart of it all.
Absolutely. Embracing love also encourages celebrating the uniqueness
Okay.
of each other's backgrounds, perspectives, individuality.
It's about recognizing that your differences are what make the relationship interesting, dynamic.
Exactly. And it's about finding ways to bridge those differences, create a shared understanding, build a relationship that honors both of your cultural identities.
The book also encourages nurturing common interests,
Yes.
hobbies that bring you joy,
Yeah.
deepen your connection.
Those shared experiences, they create those lasting memories.
Yeah.
They strengthen the bond between two people.
It doesn't matter if it's a new restaurant, a hobby, traveling.
Yeah.
It's all about building those blocks.
Embracing love also highlights approaching your relationship with a long-term perspective. Okay.
Acknowledging that love requires commitment and effort.
Love is not just a feeling, it's a choice.
It is. It's a conscious decision to prioritize your partner,
Yeah.
relationship,
Yeah.
to put in the work, to weather the storms together.
So it's like making that conscious commitment to love and cherish each other every single day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Requires maintaining open lines of communication.
Yeah.
Expressing your needs, concerns, honestly, respectfully.
Communication is so important.
Vital.
It's about keeping those channels open,
Yeah.
being willing to listen,
Yeah.
share your thoughts and feelings.
Right. And it's about marking those important milestones together, like anniversaries,
Yeah.
birthdays, achievements.
Yeah, those are opportunities to celebrate your love.
They are.
Reflect on your journey together.
And reaffirm that commitment to each other.
Yeah.
And it's also important to cherish those everyday moments,
Yeah.
show appreciation for each other through small gestures.
Verbal expressions of love.
Yeah, it's about finding joy in the simple things.
Yes.
Appreciating those little moments.
They make a relationship special.
They do.
Yeah.
It seems like Embracing Love offers a really beautiful vision of what it means to embrace a lifetime of love with a Kenyan woman.
It does. It's a celebration of love, culture,
Yeah.
and the transformative power of human connection. And it reminds us that love is a journey.
Yeah.
Worth taking.
It's amazing how Embracing Love is so practical, but also philosophical.
Yeah.
We've gotten all this actionable advice, but it also makes you think about love, about culture on a much deeper level.
Absolutely. Like it gives you the tools.
Yeah.
to build a great relationship, but also expands your understanding of the world. And it looks like Kenya2.pdf really drives that point home.
Okay.
You know, it describes embracing love as more than just a book. It's a journey into the soul of Kenyan culture and the women who embody it.
It's not just about reading the book. It's about immersing yourself in that experience.
Yeah.
Opening your heart and mind to a new way of seeing things.
Exactly. And Kenya2.pdf emphasizes that this journey is about building a connection that could last a lifetime. It encourages readers to discover the beauty of loving Kenyan women by really diving into that vibrant culture,
Okay.
values, customs that make them who they are.
It's like an invitation to go deeper, to experience something truly special. And that brings us to the big question.
Yeah.
What does all of this mean for you, the listener?
Well, this deep dive has given us a glimpse into the richness, the complexity of Kenyan culture, and the women who embody its spirit. We've learned that building a meaningful connection with a Kenyan woman requires more than just, romantic gestures.
Right.
It's about a genuine desire to understand her culture, her values, her way of life.
Yeah.
It's about embracing those differences, learning from them, building bridges of understanding and respect.
It's about seeing love as an act of choice.
Yeah.
A commitment to growth, understanding, connection.
Exactly. It's about putting in the work to learn and grow together. As we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with one thought to ponder.
Okay.
We talked about Ubuntu,
Yeah.
that philosophy of interconnectedness. Think about how that applies to your own relationships,
Yeah.
your involvement in your own community. Does embracing this philosophy resonate with you? And if so, how can you incorporate it into your life?
That's a powerful question. And if you are interested in learning more about loving Kenyan women and their culture, check out the book Embracing Love. It seems like a truly enriching journey.